Hello, today we're going to be modelling this low poly foot. As always, reference images will be linked below. Here are the transforms for the reference images if you wish to follow along. From the side view, we're going to start with a cylinder that has 8 sides. Lining the top of the cylinder to the reference image, we're going to scale it down to match the size. Removing the top and bottom faces, we're going to move the vertexes to form this nice arc. From the top view, we will move the bottom left vertex and then we'll work our way around the outside, moving the rest into place, matching the reference image. Select the front two edges and extrude them down to the toes, making sure to leave one edge loop in the middle. Next, select the back two edges and extrude them down into the heel. Then select the front two sides and extrude them down, scale them with the Z to flatten them out. Then select the 3 inner edges and extrude them down, matching the heel and merging the vertexes. Repeat this step on the other side. From the top view, we're going to move the foot's outer vertexes to match the foot's outer flow, as well as making some minor adjustments to the front and the other side. Now, we're going to close the bottom faces and add an edge loop running on down the middle. We're going to merge the last vertexes into the heel, closing the foot off. This is what you should have so far. Now from the top view, we're going to add a plane, insert 2 edge loops, one going horizontal and one going vertical, and we're going to scale in the 4 corner vertexes. Extrude this face up on the Z and then rotate it 90 degrees on the X-axis and move it into place. This will become the big toe. In wireframe mode, we're going to move the vertexes to outline the toe, then add an edge loop and scale it. Take your time on this. Take your time on this. We're going to copy this to make the rest of the toes and scale them when needed. Adjust the toes faces to match the reference images and then delete the faces. Then start adding faces between the toes like so. Some of the vertexes may need to be adjusted in order to make sure the faces look correct. Next, we're going to reduce the number of edges around the toes, so select 2 edges and fill them in like so. These faces will need to be adjusted to ensure that the vertexes are not overlapping. We're going to do the same along the bottom faces as well. We're now going to add an edge loop around the foot and extrude 2 sides of the toe, and then merge them into the top and bottom vertexes on both the big and little toe. Then select the new outer edges and bridge them into the main part of the foot. This will be done on both sides. Now to fill in the rest, we're going to need some more faces along the top. To add them without adding too much topology, we're going to use the knife tool and make a shape like this onto the top of the foot. We will then fill the gap and repeat this along the bottom. I'm adding the subsurf onto the modifier, and looking at the mesh from the side view, in wireframe mode I will select the vertexes and move them to better match my reference image. Next, I'll select the bottom faces of the toe and foot, scale them down to nearly flat. Now making these toes a little rounder. We can shade smooth this and call it done. If you want, you can move these faces here to add the arch into your foot and make your foot a little more realistic.